What is up, guys? It is J Zombie here with you today, and what I'm going to be going over is the easiest way I know of to import or create magic decks, including custom card backs and card variations. So the first thing you're going to need, I'm going to link down in the description, is DLC for well, I should say workshop DLC for Tabletop Simulator called MTG Deck Builder. And you're going to open that up. When it opens up, might take a quick second like that, but you're going to see it's going to open up and have a ton of land variations for you to choose from. Now you're probably thinking, okay, that's great, I got a bunch of lands, what do I do about cards? Well, there is two different ways, as a matter of fact, that you can get cards into this system. So the first way you can do this, there's a little button down here that says import from text. When this loads, if you click on that, this document pad basically is going to open up, and you can see there's some basic instructions for how to load in decks. So you can either go through your cards that you have in real life, or through, index websites or database websites and type them one at a time. Or you can do what I'm going to do here, which is if you have a pre-made list, you can copy and paste it right in here. And as you can see, everything is in the correct format that it needs to be in, which is the number of cards and the exact name of the card as it appears on the card. Then you simply click import and wait a second. You may or may not get an error. If you did, it just means you might have typed in one card wrong. But either way, they're going to load in. As you can see, I did get 100, so that is a perfect commander deck. And if I go through this, you can see that all sorts of different cards are here. If I zoom in, the art is high resolution and it is very easy to read, so you do not have to worry about that. And as well, it's very easy to control. It works just like regular cards, and if you load it into the right table, you can generate your tokens and all sorts of things. Okay, now there's another way that you can import cards to make your decks. And that is if you go down here to the Open Builder. Okay, it opens up this screen, and this looks a little tricky, but it's really not. You can type in a rough name of a card over here. You can pick what formats it's legal in. So if I was going to, again, do a commander, I could pick that. You can scroll over here and go through expansions, although as you're going to notice, this is quite comprehensive. So if you want to sit here and scroll through all of that, you be my guest, but I'm not going to do that. So to make this easy to show you, you can choose variants, the colors that you're looking for, the rarity that you're looking for over here, and there's some special stuff you can do like flavor text and card types, etc. So let's make this easy. Let's go for one of the most hated cards in the game, Soul Ring. Now if I search like that, here's a couple soul rings, but as we know, there are more soul rings in the game, and in fact this one is Solemn Offering, so it's not even the same card. So if I do soul ring and I type in Fallout, for example, because that series had its own soul ring, now as you can see by the icon, it has loaded the Fallout soul ring. So if I hit that, it adds it to the bottom down here, and that becomes part of my deck. So now let's say I want Oko, and I can type in Thunder Junction, and now it's going to search for Oko and Thunder Junction. And sometimes this loading can take a minute. I don't necessarily know why it takes so long sometimes, but it does. If it takes too long, you can just cancel it, or you can wait for it. Now there's another thing you can do. So if I type in Soul Ring and I click this include card variants and hit search again, it's going to take a second, but what'll happen is it will actually pull up every variant of every card that fits the description. So if I wanted the borderless art here, or the extended art, I guess, of Soul Ring from the Fallout edition, I would click that right there. And now instead I can remove the original one, and now I have the expanded art Soul Ring, and I can reset that, and everything will stay here. But if you don't reset your search, everything will stay in the main box too. So if I type in that, for example, okay, and I do this again, eventually whenever this thing loads, sometimes it's faster than other times, which is why I typically like to type by hand, because this thing Can sometimes take a while, but this does work. Okay, so you can do it like that. And then you just click export once you have the cards that you want and close the builder. And as you can see, there's my Soul Ring. And it is the Fallout borderless or extended art, whatever it actually is. Now, the next thing is there is this booster pack function, but I have not been able to get this to work. If somebody knows the way to make this work, please let me know. But I have not been able to get that to work, but it does work as well if you want to generate booster packs or maybe play like a random draft or, you know, a sort of build from whatever you get kind of game mode. Now, there's one more thing you can do here. Select card back. So when you do this, this screen will pop up. And what that means is you can actually import custom card backs for when you generate cards. Now, I will caution you, if you do this, you want your link, so this one I have here, for example, to end in an image format. JPEG definitely works. I'm sure PNG works. But you're going to want to make sure this actually ends in an image format and isn't a link to something else, because it won't work if it is not. So then you hit apply, and we're going to go to the import from text just to demonstrate this. And we're going to do the Soul Ring again. So once that's imported, I can hit cancel, and you can see there's my Soul Ring. But if I flip it over, it now has a nice Beepus card back, so it basically makes it a sleeve. And you can basically make any card backs you want with that ability. And of course, you have tons of lands here to choose from, so if you'd like some pretty lands, you can pick your preference. You can come up here and get them, or again, even if you know something specific that you want, like a land from a specific set, you can come up here and type in, for example, mountain, and we'll type Fallout again and hit search. And now the exact mountain that comes from the Fallout Commander decks, I can click 10 of those, hit export, close the builder, and now there's all my mountains, and Beepus is still on the back. So the easiest way to do this, once you have 100 cards, so I'm just going to make some copies of this just for the demonstration purposes. What you're going to want to do is right click on this object once you've selected it and go to save and make some folders. You can come up here and in your saved objects and make some folders here. So like I have magic decks, and then I sort them out by, you know, the format, and tokens get their own separate folder. Although the only way you really need that is if you want specific tokens, because most of the tables that come in Tabletop Simulator for Magic will generate tokens for you. That we'll go over another time. So for example, in Commander, these are some Commander decks that I built and some that are incomplete. But I save the object, so you would go to Save Object, pick the correct folder. So in this case, Commander, and then I would name it something. So we'll name it Test and hit Save. Then if I go into my objects, my saved objects, and I follow that same folder, you can see there's an object in here called Test. I can click on that and place it, and there's an exact copy of it, including, this case didn't have the Beepus card backs because I just made copies of these. But if you made the custom card backs, they will come with it. And just to show you, I will prove that. So we go to Commander. This Ishath has custom backs that I put on. So once that loads, I will just flip it over, and you can see there is the custom back that I put on it earlier. So you can see that that comes with it if you save it. So that is the easiest way to get Magic decks into Tabletop Simulator, or at least it is my preferred way. I will definitely say that. If you have any comments, questions, tips, or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment down below in the video. I appreciate everybody who checked this out. If you enjoyed this, please let me know. I'll be happy to make more tutorials for TTS and for other games as well. In the meantime, I've been Jay. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time right here on my channel. Take care.